Good evening, all. Oh, hang on, I'm on, Danny. Good evening, all, and welcome. I'll tell you what, I had a busy day today. I haven't. What I've been doing is today is that I've got my dad here staying with me, and also what we've been doing is I've been doing the stroke club because I'm a part of the stroke club now. Then I was watching some videos and getting ready for tonight about Danny because Danny's been on TV recently and everything, and that's it. So, but I haven't seen Danny for a long time, and we haven't spoken for a while. But it's good to have him because every time I try to get him on, he's always busy. This is a busy guy. So, Danny, how are you?
Hello, Steve, and how are you, you lovely man, and your lovely wife, Michelle, and your dad, and all of your friends and fans and followers? What a lovely, kind, genuine man you truly are.
Thank you. I am. Let me start because if anybody doesn't know you, well, they should know by you now, Danny. Danny Michael Sloggett, you're from Jaywick in Essex, and a beautiful place that is. And what's it like at the moment in Essex, in Jaywick?
It's very nice. The weather's not the best, but the community is wonderful. There is loads of clubs being set up, loads of investment, loads of money coming into Jaywick. I've never known Jaywick like it is now. It feels like Hollywood or Las Vegas compared to what Jaywick used to be like. And it's much, much better, pleasant, wonderful, and so much is getting done. New investment, new buildings, new roads, new jobs, new opportunities. It's just beyond anything I ever wanted. It's wonderful.
And how is Happy Club?
The Jaywick Sounds Happy Club is now in its 6th year, which I created to give Jaywick a voice. And when I created the Happy Club, there was only 2 or 3 clubs in Jaywick, really. There wasn't many clubs at that time going on. And now I reckon there's about 10 or 12 clubs. So it's gone times 10 since I started. So I would like to hope that I've encouraged people to just do what they feel. And that is like a youth club for adults I created, the Jaywick Sounds Happy Club. And everyone's very loyal. They've been coming to me for 6 years. And at the last meeting, there's a church in Clacton called the Christian Church, Redeemed Christian Church of God. It's in Clacton-on-Sea. And they brought enough food for over 100 people. And within 1 hour, all of the food from our meeting was gone and given out to all the people. And that was just such a great sense of pride. Exactly why I created the club. To give people
Well
things they
done.
never had.
Well done because you are all Jaywick with because you've done a lot of work in Jaywick, and we all get our trolls down here. Right? I get them, you get them. And the trouble is, what I like about you is that when trolls come to you, you wind them up. You just kind of like say, well, if you don't like me, go away, things like that, or I'll get a couple of trolls and, they can shine off and everything. I think it's funny.
Yep. Yes, I've learned to stand up to them. I'm not going to be bullied by trolls. They can come up to my face and say it to me, and no one ever has. But on the computer, behind their screen, they're very tough, and they say all these bad things about me, but they don't know me. They don't know Jaywick, and I know that, and I'm thinking to myself, how can you troll me? You don't even know me. I can understand if I played a snooker match or beat someone at pool, or I met them in real life, and then they didn't like me. But to like me through not even meeting me or knowing me, and people do it about Jaywick as well. People say really horrible things about Jaywick, but they've never actually been here. They've never lived here. They've never experienced the wonderful community. They've never experienced our beautiful golden sands of beach, the way we all come together to help each other. So how can people that have never been here have an opinion? They are just trolls, and they should go back under the bridges that they came from. They should crawl back under there, and we can all shine on because we care and we do good. And all the people that don't, they can shine off.
Yeah. No, listen, I totally agree, mate. I totally agree.
Yes.
They are a bit of a pain in the backside. But I tell you what, I just watched a documentary about you the other week. You're back on our TV again, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm back on Channel 4. We've done a wonderful program with the legendary Kathy Burke, and it was phenomenal. And got to work with her, got to meet her, and wow, that's why I done all this, was to work with people like Kathy, to show the world that we can all work together for a better forever. And yes, I was as soon as I met Kathy, I felt like I'd known her for a long time. She was very, there was no there was no distance between us. Straight away, pure love, and you just get on with people instantly, And Kathy's one of them people. Even though
Mm.
we're not identical, we don't like people. You saw the program. We don't like people being ripped off. We don't like the way people buy people. And the program was exactly about what life is. Kathy Burke, Money Talks, and through that program, I didn't know what the program was like when I was making it. I just knew what I did. But when I saw the program, I can totally see why I was working with her, so she could show Jaywick not as poverty porn like a lot of people try to do. She showed Jaywick as the great place it is, with people like me making a difference, and people around the world need to know what Danny Sloggett is doing in Jaywick and what a lot of people are doing in Jaywick to improve it and make it better. And if we can do this in one of the most deprived places in Great Britain, think what people in better areas that are not so deprived, think what they could do to their community, Steve.
Yeah, and totally agree. I think the trouble is, though, Dan, I think since you kind of got yourself out there, I think a lot of people, even the councillors in Jaywick and around tendering council, have actually got to know you, and they know what you're about, and that's why you're really kind of actually, you know, you keep in contact with them to make sure that everything is kind of ticking along okay, because all I was watching all the alleys, the alleyways, when you used to walk down like a kid, they used to be in a bad way, and what happened next minute they tarmacked them and put some lights up. Is that right?
That is right. Yeah. If there's something we're not happy about, people message me. I've had this great relationship with the community. Basically, people know that if they want anything fixed or done in Jaywick, they send me a message telling me that the street light doesn't work, there's rubbish on the seawall, that the alleyways need tarmacking, that there's holes or whatever. And people tell me these things. Then I will go out there and make video after video after video after video until the problem is fixed. And I think maybe they don't want to be embarrassed by the problems. So rather than there be negative videos, they're only negative at the beginning until the problem in the video gets fixed. And that's a great understanding me and the community have got. If things are not getting done, I will just tell it how it should be done. And within a few weeks, it normally is done how it's meant to be done. A lot of the time, the council and whoever's in control, the Environment Agency or whoever, these people do not know there is a problem. But once you kind of show them there's a problem and it's affecting people and their way of life, once you start addressing these problems, the problems get fixed, because obviously they now know that there's a problem. And also, I've been doing the Jaywick Sounds Happy Club for 6 years, and I invited the council along to my first meeting. They used to actually come to the meeting, but they don't need to now. Basically, I write down all the things in the meeting that the community has asked me to write down, normally 10 to 20 points. I write all these things down, and then I get my secretary, Donna Mims of the Happy Club, I get her to send the email of all the things that need doing directly to Tendering District Council. And then within a day or 2 days of me sending them that email, they send me a reply to every single question. So I am totally working with the council as if I'm on the council without being on the council, because I want to give the real people of Jaywick a voice. The people that don't like councils, the people that don't like going on to phone calls and waiting an hour for it to answer, the people that don't like people with authority and all that sort of stuff. So they rather go through me than that way. And they know I will get it fixed and I will get it sorted. And that's my personal mission in life, is
Brilliant.
for the people of Jaywick to be working with the higher up people where there's a total love and understanding and respect. And we don't always get our own way, but 9 out of 10 times I get that light fixed. 9 out of 10 times I get them alleyways tarmacked or whatever needs to be done. I will daily do it for the rest of my life because Jaywick is where I've grown up since I was 11.
Because also I saw a video of you one time, kind of like you had a team of you going around picking up dirty needles and stuff.
Yep, I do all that. Occasionally, I see things lying around, and I just take it upon myself to pick it up. And then I was getting fed up about 3 years ago of all the dog poo on the pavements in Jaywick. So I set up the Jaywick Sounds Dog Poo Gang, and I even paid for like dog poo vest and all that. And we went out. Between 3 and 5 people went out once or twice a day, telling other people to pick up their dog mess, giving them bags, and also picking up the mess that had already been left there, just to try and improve the streets of Jaywick. And I would do it myself until it's done. And people then see how enthusiastic I am, and more people get on board. And before you know it, everybody's picking up dog poo. And now when you go out on the streets of Jaywick, there's hardly any dog poo because they know the dog poo gang will come, make videos, and embarrass people that mess up our streets.
Yep. And the next question is about what's the card with the lion?
Basically, I was sent this just after I finished filming with Kathy Burke, and I haven't told no one this yet because obviously it's personal to me from Kathy Burke. But Kathy Burke sent me this card just after we finished filming, and I phoned the director up and said, "Oh, can I have Kathy's address? She just sent me a card. I want to thank her. We can't give you her address, but I will personally tell her you loved the card and you said thank you." And that was really kind of her. The director and all the team never knew Kathy would write to me. She done that off her own back. And I can't tell you what it says inside because it's personal from Kathy to me, as you understand. But what I will tell you is it says, "Dear Danny," and she thanked me for my involvement in the documentary. And she told me what a pleasure it was to work with me. Exactly what that was basically the highlights of it. But I'm not going to read it out word for word because I've got respect for Kathy.
Yeah, it's personal. Yeah.
This is from Kathy Burke to Danny Sloggett. So I would never read this out publicly. But trust me, it's such a proud achievement to have this from Kathy that I've done something else for Kathy. I basically, because we've done a lot of publicity shots while I was making the programme, for the Radio Times to show what we're doing. And out of all the people in the programme, I was the only one that got these publicity shots with her. And I got about 12 overall. Would you like to see them?
Yeah, go on then.
I'll put them on my ceiling. But can you see them all up here, these publicity shots?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And this is me and her. When we made the programme, we made the publicity shots. You can see how well we get along together, can't you?
Yeah.
And this is her when we was on the streets, me and Kathy. This is Kathy at my Happy Club with Dan Casey, my vice chairman. And this is me and her. And this is me and her, more publicity shots. And this is me, the director, Lee, one of the sound engineers. And this is us filming on Jaywick Beach, as you can see.
And what did she think, Danny? What did she think of Jaywick?
And there's the publicity programme. See it, Kathy Burke, Money Talk? See that?
All right, yeah.
I'll send you that afterwards so you can put it on the interview or whatever, yeah?
Yeah. What did she think of Jaywick then?
She absolutely loves Jaywick and she loves what I'm doing, and she can't believe that we haven't got a supermarket, and she's going to help me do that by mentioning it in the programme. And she used to come to Clacton in the 50s or 60s.
All
right. She told me that. Yeah, she used to come here when she was younger. So she knows the area. She remembers it. And when she came back with me, she loved it. And she sent me this card. I'm over the moon about this. And basically, for someone like Kathy Burke to say how great I'm doing and she's proud of me, then that gives me incentive to carry on, which I always had. And my dream is to encourage as many people as possible to do what I've done in Jaywick in their town. My next mission in life is to basically make a happy club in every single town all over the world, just so I can bring communities together, and I'll teach them my format, and I will do it all for free just to bring communities together. And I think that a lot of people can learn from what I've done in Jaywick. And the way, if I can do this in the most deprived town in Britain, what could they do in more prosperious places?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm going with it, Steve. Just to help as many people as possible and not lose this format. If it works in Jaywick, I know it'll work anywhere. And I will personally go to any place and help them set it up. And it doesn't cost a lot of money. It just needs to hire a little hall, 20, 30 quid a month, just for 1 month, for 2 hours, 3 hours, get everyone to meet and then get all the agencies in. They will come. And once you advertise it on your spotted groups and I'll do a bit of promotional and show them how to do it, then that'll bring everybody together. And even though there's things that people hate about communities and whatever, we can get a compromise to get these things fixed, to get everything sorted. You're not going to make everybody happy all the time, but you can certainly try and compromise and bring as many together as you can, you know?
Yeah. Now, what I want to do is, Dan, I want to catch up on a few people because
Okay.
you have helped lots of people in the past.
I have.
You
yes.
don't have to kind of like tell me everything, but we would love to help. So you were open a long time ago. Somebody who was living in the caravan. What's happening with him?
Yes, basically they had a lot of problems, and we just basically got them a caravan, and we found a bit of land, and they are now still living in that caravan. They're kind of off-road people. They don't really get on in houses, and when you put them in houses, it's not good for them because that's not where they're from. You know what I'm saying? So they like to be in the caravan. They feel happier like that. They like to be on the move, Steve. And I can tell you right now, they're living happily ever after in their caravan. They've downsized some of their dogs and cats, and it's more lovely. And I feel that everything is wonderful there.
And how about what's his name? Who was living in the caravan? The man in the shed.
Yes, he basically got. We made a GoFund page for him. Got him £500. I gave it to him over instalments for his new flat. He got a flat in Clacton-on-Sea, and he moved from his shed to the flat. But then, obviously, he had been in the shed so long, he kind of, a bit like the people in the caravan, he kind of liked that side of life. So he wanted to kind of get a caravan, which he placed outside one of his friend's house, and he plugged the lead into their meter, and he paid them money each week. And he kind of got a caravan, and he got electric to it, and he was a lot better off than living in the shed. And that was kind of what he wanted. And even though he had a flat and that, it wasn't for him. But the caravan is for him. And the last time I saw him, he was happily ever after in the caravan, and he doesn't need anything. And he was very grateful. He even made me a picture saying thank you, which I put on my wall. Let me see if I've still got it. Here we go. So if you look on my wall, down here. Oh, no, it rips. Basically, it was like a painting, and it was kind of like a collage of colours, and it had thank you written on it. And it was such a lovely, kind thought from him.
Brilliant.
But,
and
all the things I'm doing, Joe, I need a team, So when the Happy Club grew, after I created it, obviously I was the only person. I had to kind of get a team on board. So Dan Casey, who's a great local man, who's a councillor in Jaywick, he said he'd be my vice chairman because he saw all the hard work I was doing. So I've got Dan Casey as a vice chairman. I've got Donna Mims as a secretary. She does all my typing and posting on Facebook.
Yeah.
And the mighty Jill Elkins, that sadly her funeral was this week, but she was an MBE in Jaywick, and she saw what I was trying to do. And Jill got an MBE for her work in Jaywick, and she's me on another level. She's me when I grow up. And Jill Elkins is a legend, and she was my treasurer. So basically, I used to pay for Happy Club myself for the first couple of years, but it didn't cost a lot. I used to pay for the talent shows I did. Jaywick's Got Talent. I'm up to my 6th year of doing that now. And that's a talent show for the community. And basically, in 2017, the lottery offered me money to pay for my Happy Club. And I think the council paid before that for a year. They gave me £1,000 towards Happy Club. That kind of paid for the church for a couple of years, and it paid for my talent shows. And Dan Casey does a quiz night for the Happy Club that earns around £150. So we probably get £700 a year to Happy Club, and that does a meeting every month that helps people every single day with my videos, whatever he's doing. And also, we give out loads of free things at every meeting, free clothes, free
I
utilities.
know. I see what you do, and I think it's fantastic, mate. I think honestly, truthfully.
No, I just want to say that it is what I do, but I couldn't do it without all the people that help me, like my team that I just told you about, and all the people that give me their second-hand things, and all the people that give me their cookers, sofas, clothes, food. And whenever I every day, I'm overwhelmed with people wanting to give me things to give to a good home. And I just love the way people believe in me. And I just want to say to each and every person that has ever believed in me, shine on, and thank you so much. And you're probably going to get haters now because you're doing something good, but don't worry about it. Just smile at your haters because your haters love it. Just give them a big smile and they will love you even more.
Daddy, we don't care. Me and you don't care about haters, mate.
We
Do
don't.
we?
It makes us stronger,
Nah.
Steve. We know we're doing something right.
Yeah, we are. I'll tell you what. What I want to do, touch on, is hello. He'll be Daniel will be back in a minute. He just cut himself off. Oh dear. Let's have a look. I wish it was in my community. Well, I think the trouble is in any community we can all do different things in our community. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Sorry, Steve. I pressed the wrong button. I won't touch it again.
No, it's okay. I'll tell you. But what I'm trying to say, Dan, is this: that you do so much for Jaywick. You know, why don't you be a counsellor?
I get asked that quite often. I think my hands would be tied. If I become a counsellor, I couldn't have a go at the council. And if I become a counsellor, I couldn't have a go at people that need having a go at. There's a lot of people that don't do what they're meant to do. So I make my videos and I rant and rave at them. I always do it with dignity and morals. But when something's not fixed, when something's not done, I jump up and tell them that it's not fixed and it's not done. And I don't care whose responsibility it is. I'm going to keep going on about it until it's fixed, because there's a little old lady that lives in that house and she's scared to go out at night because the light doesn't work. And when an old lady lives in fear because of something that's not done, then I get upset and I get angry. So I start going rah, rah, rah in my videos. And if I work for the council, I might not be able to do that anymore, you see?
And the trouble is, Dan, let's talk about what you've been up to lately, because I've seen a few videos of yours. You've been to Clacton. Also you kind of like been car racing.
Yes, got a racetrack crew. Basically, one of my friends died, Butch, 3 years ago. So me and my pals said, life's too short, we've got to do more together in memory of our friend Butch. So what we do is we go on 5 or 6 to 7 racetrack meetings a year, where 10 to 30 of us drive to the racetrack, all together in like in like a combi, all together in unity. And then when we get to the racetrack, we drive around the tracks, we eat in McDonald's and restaurants, and it's a fun 12, 14 hours a day. And once a year, we go on to Europe. This year, we're going to the racing track in Belgium called Spa, and we're going there for 2 nights. And then we're driving to Germany to the Nürburgring. So it's a 3 or 4 day road trip with 24 cars and how many people. And that is a great way of unity and showing others what they should be doing with their lives, because it doesn't cost a lot of money. It doesn't cost a lot of money. It just costs the ferry trip, £30 for the racetrack, £100 in petrol, £100 for the hotel. These things don't cost a lot of money. And I would like, I make so many films of the things I do to encourage other people to do what I do. And a lot of people, whenever I make videos of Hurt against the trolls or whatever, a lot of people send me messages saying, Danny, we love your videos. Every day I watch them. Don't ever stop making them. And can I just say, Steve, I always get much more love than I ever do hate. And the hate is never aimed at me directly. It's just out there where I have to block them or whatever. But it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. It means that I'm doing something good, because at least they're picking on someone that's strong enough to take it. And I just laugh at them and tell them to shine off.
I think you're funny.
Yeah, I am funny because I'm I'm not going to allow people to like make me sad or make me upset. Life's too short. I'm going to turn everything into a positive. You know, if they're telling me,
you got to.
yeah. For example, in one of my videos, I was a bit of spray come out my mouth when I was speaking because I was so passionate. So they said I spat when I don't do it all the time, but occasionally because it's so much passion. So I always now, when I'm looking at the screen, make sure that there's no spray coming up my mouth. So because of the haters, they've now improved that for me. So thank you to the haters. They actually improve us. Where would we be without the haters, Steve? Where would we be without the haters?
I don't know. Make sure you just don't fire. That's all I say.
Well, I'll make sure there's not a lighter nearby.
Look, I want to kind of like touch on about your personal life because
Yes.
I kind of like I love the videos that you make with your children, especially your daughters and everything.
Thank you. Yes, I like
That must be really, really nice to be with your daughter.
I love them because they look at life from a different perspective to me. They're younger. They see that there's a totally different world for a 14-year-old girl than there is for a 46-year-old man. So my daughter totally brings me in to her world. I've got two beautiful daughters. One's called Danielle and one's called Star. Danielle's my first. She's about 22. And my youngest is 14. And through both of my daughters, they so open up my world. And it's just, my youngest daughter, she says things to me, like when I'm picking her up, she said to me the other day, she said, Dad, people that hide behind screens are very tough. Like people that are on keyboard warriors, they hide behind computer screens. And then people that drive cars, they hide behind windscreens. And they're always shouting and road rage towards each other. So people behind screens are very raw. And that made me made a film with her about it because I never thought about it like that. But if you think about it, drivers and trolls are very similar, aren't they, Steve?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So
Yeah, and the trouble is, gosh, I can see them in you, Dan. I can really see you in them. Do you get like kind of like access weekly? Do you agree with your wife or what happens?
Yeah. I get to see my daughters. My 20-year-old comes to me whenever she wants. She knows where home is. She knows where the door is. You know, she comes whenever she wants. But my youngest, I see her at least once or twice a week. And this Monday, she stayed Monday night with me all night. I picked her up around midday or something. No, I picked her up around 6 p.m. on the Monday. Then I took her to the circus. And we had a lovely time at the circus. And then she come back to my home. And we had great fun together. And then the next day we went shopping because she starts a new school in a few weeks. So I went to like the shops and brought some pencils the old-fashioned way. I think she wanted just to send me some links. And I buy the pens that way. But I said, no, I'm old-fashioned. I want to come with you, choose them with you. And that's a memory we both got then. And then we can have a little takeaway as well. And I do believe old-fashioned ways should be kept going today, especially with technology. You got to do as much hands-on stuff as you can do with your children, with your friends. You got to do road trip cruise with your friends. You got to do as much as you can with your children because even though they might not think it's cool, I'll tell you, once they've done it, they will think it's cool, you know?
Do they get embarrassed, Dad? Do they get embarrassed with you? Do they, when you're doing all this, going on blogs and everything, thinking, Dad, you know, go away, please?
No, I think they used to, yeah. I think they might do, but, you know, they know what I'm like and they just, you know, you got a gas man, you got an electrician, you've got a policeman, you've got an ambulance driver, and I'm just Danny Sloggett, and I'm a community leader, and I'm a blogger, and that's just who I am, you know. And I get asked all the time to make videos to promote places. I was at a lovely Brighton Sea Music Festival a couple of weeks ago, and someone that owned a wine bar there asked me to make a promotional video, and it made me feel so proud. I'm thinking, wow, some boy from Jaywick gets to make films for businesses to promote them. What a great achievement! And that,
yeah, me, I remember you did a boxing event.
I'm doing one tomorrow, actually. Yes, the mighty. Yes, it's wonderful.
Yeah. Boxing. And I said to the organizer, I said, get me in that ring with that bloody Danny Sloggett.
Oh no way! I reckon you got a hell of a right hook, and I would never want to fight with you. I'll give you an arm wrestle, but that's about it.
No,
I'm not
we're all
messing
right.
with
We're all
you. I've seen the way you pick them things up, and you're a warrior. You're like, I reckon you had Vikings in your family tree.
right. Don't worry about us.
No,
But
you got a heart of gold, Steve, and I love your passion, and I
yeah,
keep
it's
doing your
okay.
great work
I tell
yourself,
you
by the
what.
way.
I tell you what. I really want to talk about now about your personal life. Is have you got a woman in your life?
I do, yeah. I have a lady called Gemma. I've been with her 9 years now, and she's a bit. She likes to be. I don't like to put my love on social media because I see a lot of relationships that go wrong because of they put everything on social media. They put their statuses up about this,
Yeah,
about that, about them
yeah,
arguing, about them happy, and all the worms, all the trolls. They get involved when you put your family up there, and
yeah,
I advise anybody, anything they love, not to put it on social media. Like not the ins and outs. I occasionally put pictures of her up and us doing things, but I don't tell them how we are as a relationship and how good we're
yeah,
doing or
yeah. That's
whatever.
nothing to do with people, Dan. Dan.
Exactly. And people that
Yeah,
do that should not do that because it gives other people ammunition and it makes things worse. Things are
yeah,
not as
yeah,
bad as what they seem. You can work it out. And obviously, you love each other. So I think everything personal should remain personal. And
yeah,
even though I'm a very open guy and very loud and very happy, I'm very clever at keeping the things that matter close to my heart and personal, you know?
yeah. And the, the trouble is, so Dan, the trouble is, you've got to keep some personal stuff in your life secret because, or away from, all the haters and all the trolls because it might affect her and they might kind of like, spread rumors to her and everything.
They've already done that, Steve. And anyone that knows me knows the rumours are not true. I mean, they can say whatever they want about me, but they would never be able to prove it. So they look like the idiots they are once people talk to me about it. Because many, many times people talk to me about slander, things that people have said about me. And when I tell them my side of the story, then they just look at the person that told them the slander as what they really are. And I don't want to say on this interview what they are, but I'm sure we can work out what they are.
Yeah, well, yeah, well,
They're not
that's the
worth.
trouble.
They're not. I don't like criticizing anybody or saying bad things about anyone. But people who live that way of life, I've learned to just block them and ignore them because
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
never lower myself to their level. And I do pray for them, and I do hope that they improve themselves and they learn to put all that energy into themselves to make themselves whatever they want to be. Because anyone can be anything. Anyone can
yeah,
be
of
a
course you
blogger.
can.
Anyone can form a club. Anyone can go and do anything with their life. And daily, I encourage people to do that. And having all the backlash and all the hurt and hate I daily get, it does make me stronger. And I do know I'm doing a good job. And
You know what? You know what? I what I want to talk to you next is about really your faith because recently, a few months now, or probably a year, you started going to church, haven't you?
yes, basically, I got baptized when I was about 7. I used to go to Sunday school. Then after the age of 8, I kind of forgot about church. But then the lovely church in Jaywick, the St. Christopher's Church, basically offered to baptize me. So I started going at least once a month. And I don't get to go so much in the summer because I have a lot of work in the summer because of my work. But come the winter, I'll make sure I go at least once a week if I can to support the St. James's Church in Clapton, the St. Christopher's Church in Jaywick, and the amount of good they do for the community. It was St. Christopher's Church that hired me their church for me to create Happy Club, and it is so the heart of Happy Club, and it really does work. So I know other communities can do exactly what I've done, and it doesn't cost the earth. And going to church was so good for me. I felt that all of my bad things, every time I left church, Steve, I felt a reborn man. I felt like all the badness had been washed out of me, and all of the stress and all of the things I thought about before I went to church. After I came out of church, all them were washed away, and I felt like a complete newborn person. And I really do need to go this Sunday. But the Mother Louise, Father Justin, Bishop Roger, all of these amazing people at the St. Christopher's Church go out their way to help me with the Happy Club, and to get me baptized, and
Yeah.
wow, I recommend to anyone, go to
You
church at
even
least
go to
once a
that.
month.
You even go to that other church too, don't you? That lively one.
Yeah, Felix
Yeah.
and the Solid Right Lock Chapel, which is next to the 3Js as you drive into Jaywick. It's like a gospel church where they sing and they're happy, and wow, I love it. Jaywick's got this now, and every Wednesday they do a tabletop sale from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. where they raise money to hire out the hall, whatever. And then on the Sunday they do a meeting from 10:30 to 1 p.m. and people come, and I've been to a few meetings, and everyone sings, and how cheerful it. Do you know that film with Whoopi Goldberg in? None
Yeah.
from. It reminds me of that a bit, and it's really happy, and it's all about God and Amen and Hallelujah, and I'm thinking, wow, I'm overwhelmed, and I love Felix's passion. Do you know how I've got passion? Felix has got passion like me, so he really does inspire me. So yeah, I love all churches, I love all faiths, and I pray to everybody to be equal and to love each other and to always push yourself, because you don't know what you're capable of. Them dreams you've got in your head, that you're having them dreams for a reason. How about you turn them dreams into a real life dream? And however big they are, start at the bottom, start on the bottom step and work your way up until you've got a club, until you've done it for a few years. And that is basically what dreams are for, to inspire us to do more.
Yes, it does. Certainly does.
It does.
Um,
It does.
yeah, yeah, and I'm going to tell you something in a minute. What's happened to me because um, through you, something happened to me. But I'll tell you something about it in a minute. I I want to talk to you about some of your members at the moment, especially Donna, because Donna is fantastic. I look at Donna and I think, what an inspirational woman, because she's not, she's in the wheelchair. She does everything. She goes concerts with you. She's your secretary. She does all sorts. And the love that you got, at first, when I first met you, I thought you and her were a couple.
We are like a couple. We're just best friends. We're like soulmates. Me and Donna met on the Jaywick Caravan site back in the early 1990s, late 1980s, and she was in a wheelchair then, but she was much more active than what she is now. And we were like good friends for a couple of years. Then when I got to about 17, I stopped going to the campsite, and I lost contact with her. But then on Facebook around 2014, Donna sent me a message. She went, oi, do you remember me? I went, yeah, of course I do. Wow, Donna. And I straight away remember how close we were as kids. So we arranged to meet up within a few weeks. She come to Jaywick again. And as soon as I met her, I thought, wow, it's great to see you. And I think she might have seen me on television. And she messaged me on Facebook. But either way, it was wonderful to meet up with her again, and her wonderful mum and dad. They're like a second family to me. And then after I got the Happy Club going, and I got it going for a few months or about a year, then I needed to have have a group. So I said, Donna, I know you like to be kept busy, and because you're in a wheelchair, I'm going to find you loads of little jobs to do and keep you busy. I bet she wished she never said that now, but basically that's why I made her my secretary, because she didn't have a lot to do, but obviously she can do all the typing with her chin. So she does all the admin with her chin for the Happy
God.
Club. So I basically send her loads of stuff every day, and she uploads it for me. And that's a great team D, Team Danny, Team Donna. And I'm very grateful to Donna for all the help she gives me to help me keep everything going. But I do it for Donna as well, because I know she likes to be active. I know she likes to do things, and through her doing this, she gets to be as active as what she is. So we
Yeah.
kind of help. It helps me and it helps Donna, and it keeps our friendship, our love, always strong, because we're not just friends, we're working together, and we made that happen ourselves. So that is
And
what you do.
you get on really close to her mum and her dad, don't you?
I do. I love her mum and dad because they put up with me. So you got to love them, and they're
How
lovely
do they put
people,
up with you?
because they've known me since I was a kid, and they know what I'm like. But they know I've got a good heart, and they know I sometimes make mistakes, but we don't persecute each other. When sometimes we disagree, and that's just the way it is. But she knows they know I love them very much, and I am honest to them, and I'm not going to just agree with them because to keep them sweet. If there's something I'm happy about, I will say it, and vice versa. If Donna's not happy about something, or Bill or Margaret, her mum or dad, they tell me directly, and that is a great relationship to have with someone. A honest,
Okay, said about
healthy
that.
relationship.
Said about a relationship. Um, I thought it was funny, but I didn't think it was funny at first. But when you made a video out of Donna's dad on the scooter coming into the pub and he fell down.
And that got onto that TV program, didn't it? You've Been Framed.
Yeah, yeah.
And basically, we was going into the George Hotel in Colchester, and as I opened the door, Bill, basically the door, as Bill come through, the door caught him. He done a somersault, and You've Been Framed loved it, and I was doing my commentary with it, and they showed some of that on telly. That was really cool, and well done to Bill for letting us do that. He's a cool dude, isn't he?
He let you do that, did he?
Yeah. He said, go on in, you can send it in. So that was nice. I think with the money, we're going to go on a little boat trip. So we got £250 for it. So I think that they're going to hire a little boat for the day up on the Norfolk Broads, because my mum, who died when I was young, she used to go there, and I haven't been there yet since she died. So I thought we was going to go there with the money and think about my mum, and they're like my family, Donna and her mum and dad. So they know I miss my mum, and it's a big part of my life missing. So they kind of fill that hole, because they know that I love that.
We here, there's one character that we do like.
Yes.
And that is Abraham. We love
Abraham. Yeah, he's all over my wall. He's all over my wall. You can see Abraham. You can see Abraham there with Donna. You can see him there. You can see Abraham here. I've got a big portrait of him here. Look. I have a big portrait of him. You see that?
All right. How did you meet him, Dan?
Basically, I met Abraham in 2001, and he lived up the other end of Jaywick. He lived in Brooklands, and he lived in the centre of Brooklands, where the community centre is. He lived at the bottom, and he had loads of chickens. So one of my friends come round, and he goes, Danny, there's a man called Abraham, and he keeps chickens, and he reminds me of you. He's such a happy, great, intelligent man. You will love Abraham. So my friend told me about Abraham and said, I've got to go and meet him. So I basically went up to his house, met Abraham, sat in his house, had a cup of tea, and I just thought, where have you been all my life? Where have you been all of my life? Abraham. And do you know what I call Abraham now? I call Abraham Brother Ham.
Yeah.
And Abraham calls me Danny Ham. And when we get close to you, Steve, with Abraham, we're going to call you Steve Ham. And we're going to call Michelle Ham. And we can put a ham towards anybody's name, as long as they know Abraham.
That's it. And, we love him because what we do, I like to follow him. And because you go on holiday together, you have a bit of fun together. And, but the trouble is, at the moment where he is, do you ever get concerned where he is at the moment?
In Jerusalem? No, he's a 76-year-old man, and he was born in Israel, and he lived in Israel until he was 20-odd. He moved to Great Britain in the 1970s when he was in his 20s. He lived in England for 40 years, and then he went back to Jerusalem in 2010. And he still comes to visit me for 2 months a year. And we promised each other that we would go on road trips together. So
yeah, I know, yeah.
We're due to go to Spain this month or next month. He's going to come here, and we're going to drive around Spain, look at all the castles, and have a great road trip. Danny and Abraham's road trips will carry on, and hopefully there'll be many more.
Yeah, what a nice bloke. There is one more thing I want to ask you.
Yes.
Is Boo. How is Boo?
Boo's very well. She comes to every Happy Club meeting, and she helps me give out the food. She's a very caring lady, and she does a lot for me. She comes to my meetings. She brings lots of other ladies. She helps me dish all the stuff out, put it on the tables, and I'm very lucky. I've got all these lovely people that help me, I'm so grateful. All the people that help me at Happy Club, all the people that help me in everyday life, because people have known I've done this for so long now. They know I don't have an agenda. They know I'm doing it just for the community because I care. And I wish I didn't have to work. I wish I had more time to do more for Jaywick. But you know yourself, Steve, we've got to put ourselves first sometimes, and we've got our own needs and our own family. And there's things we've got to do for ourselves, you know. But whenever I get a spare hour, I'm always spending it in Jaywick, making videos, showing the community what should be, how it should be, and what needs fixing all the time. And if I see rubbish on the floor, I pick it up and I make videos saying, please, when you come to Jaywick or you come to anywhere, take a bag with you. And all the rubbish you see, pick it up and put it in the bag. And that'll be your good deed for helping the earth and helping the greenhouse effect and the climate and all the horrible things that are happening to the planet. If more people took bags of them when they went for a walk and simply picked up the rubbish they saw, that would help the animals and that would help the earth so much. Don't you think, Steve?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And,
When are you planning to go down to Cornwall again? Because you went to Cornwall about a few years ago, didn't you?
I was working with the Eden Project. The Eden Project is based in Cornwall, and they asked me to go there and spend a week with them because they loved the work I did in Jaywick, and they could learn from me, and I learned from them. They did like a community week where they got all community leaders to their place and showed us what they do to help communities, and we showed them what we do in our communities to help our community. So they learned from us, and we learned from them. And basically, I go to them because of the coronavirus. I haven't been to a meeting for a couple of years, but they do meetings in Norwich, and with some great, lovely people. So I'm going to hopefully get back to their meetings, and I'm always with the Eden team, the Eden Project. So I'm going to get back to them and keep doing our bit for the community. I love the Eden Project. What they do, we can all learn from the Eden Project.
Yeah.
We could. But I want to come and see you and your lovely lady when I'm next time. I am due up that way. I might even come that way with Abraham in a few weeks. Are you and Michelle going to meet us, me and Abraham?
Yeah, oh, definitely. You know where we are now, don't you?
I'll get all the details and we go and visit some places like that, okay?
Okay. We're not in Plymouth no more.
Oh, you're not in Plymouth, no? All right, just message me later.
This is where I am now.
Wonderful.
I'll tell you where I am.
Well, and do you prefer it where you are?
Yeah, I love it. You look up Exmouth, Devon, you will see it's really nice.
Sorry, Steve, I was just having a glass of
water. Yeah, I live in Exmouth.
Superb. That's lovely. You do sound like a much different person, so much more healthier and more active than when I last met you.
Oh yeah, I'm doing a lot of things at the moment.
Yeah, I find by keeping busy, it keeps you active and makes everything better.
Yeah, this is my about 800 show.
Oh, superb! I need to do some shows. Maybe after the show, you can help me get involved because I want to do something similar.
Yeah. Hang on for a second. Let me show you something. If I've got it on here, here we go. This is what I do now, Dan. I'll show you.
I can't see you. I can only see me. I can't see you here.
Can you see that?
I can see you from a distance. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can now. Yep.
Well, that's what I do now.
Oh, wow.
I'm a leader of a stroke club now in Exmouth.
Well done. So you're helping other people cope with all the stress of strokes and stuff.
Yeah.
Well done. Good for you.
Yeah. So that's what I do now. So
I find people that have been affected by things can help people the most, and because of all the stuff I've been through in my life, that gives me a great ability to help all types of people and anyone can turn their life around. Anyone that's at the bottom of their life, going to prison, they've lost everything, they can still be saved and they still got a life. They can still get
of course. At the end of the day,
make a family. They can do anything they want.
At the end of the day, Dan, if anybody's been to prison or they've done anything bad in their life, it's what you do now that counts.
Of course, yes. And I haven't been in trouble with the police for over 20 years. But at the time when I was in trouble with them, I wondered would my life be any different. And it took a great man, my dad, and he said to me, Danny, come and do some building work with me. and he got me into the building game, which I'd done all my life. So then I went to college, got my City and Guilds level 1, level 2 in plumbing, got a great plumbing job, and boom, my life turned around. I got my driving license back. I see my daughters all the time, and yeah, things weren't always great, but by keeping active and keeping busy, we can make things great. And now I want to help other people who are in the position that I was in get to the position I'm in now. And I am proof that anyone can turn their life around. And that makes my story a much better story. Just the fact that I've come from this to that. And I'm no better than anybody else, but I certainly know how I got from this to that. And I know that I can help people do the same thing. There's a lot of things that people can't
I
see.
admire you, mate. I really do admire you. And
as you know, it's not just the body, it's the mind. And there's a lot of mental awareness now. And people are starting to realise that people are suffering a lot of illnesses that you can't see. Just because they're not got an illness, the illness is in their mind, some people. And there's a lot of anxiety and a lot of proper people that need to be reassured that they're wonderful. And I try and do that as often as I can. And you never know what the person's dealing with that you're talking to ever. So you've always got to treat everyone with love and unity and respect. And if you've got nothing
I don't look at I do not look at people's past, Dan. I look at what they're doing now.
Of course, me too. And I want to pray that people will listen to the right people that have been there, that can definitely say to them, look, I was in prison. I was at the bottom. I had nothing. And you can work to change your life. And then you can get your car, go on your road trips with your friends, go to the concerts and have a great life. But you got to do it yourself. And when people do it for other people, they won't appreciate it. You got to do it for yourself, because people don't appreciate it when you do it for them. They just kind of, every time they get in trouble, they're going to want you to get them out of it again.
The last question I want to ask you before we go is this, because I've watched you done some building work. You a bungalow was in a bad way. You put that together. You've done other building work. I was watching that. The next minute, you started on your own place and you built a tower. What was that about?
There's a song by Bob Dylan called All Along the Watchtower. And I thought, oh, wow. The song really reminds me of my life and me. There must be some kind of way out of here. Like me, meaning Jaywick. There must be some kind of way out of here, said the Joker to the thief. There's too much confusion. I can't get no relief. Businessman, drink my mind and dig my earth. And basically, the whole song is my life. So I had to build a watchtower in my garden, and I called it All Along the Watchtower. Would you like me to show you it?
Yeah, go on then.
Come on in. There's my lovely lady, Gemma.
Hi.
And there's my dog, Dylan. There's my fish that are doing really well.
Brilliant. Well done.
There's my cat, Simba. Kathy Burt loves Simba. Didn't you see Kathy Burt with my cat? She loves Simba. Kathy Burt loves Simba.
Did she come into your house?
Yeah, she came into my house. We spent loads of time together. Yeah, she was in here with me. Basically, this is All Along the Watchtower, and All Along the Watchtower is right there, and you can see that's how I get up there, Steve.
All right.
So this is All Along the Watchtower. I think a lot of houses have got numbers, but to give your house a name shows character and definition. So I thought, why would I want to be number 37? Why not be All Along the Watchtower?
Is that your own house, then, Dan?
No, it's in the family. No, it's not mine. No, it's just in my family. But you know, it's all good when it's in the family.
Yeah, you like your cars too, don't you?
I love my cars. Yes, I wish I could live in my car. Basically, I have got a camper van which I've been fixing for the last 15 years, and I've never ever had the money to complete it. And I'm getting all I need now to finish it is one seat. And once I get my seat, I'm then coming to you to see you and plug an extension lead into your house if that's all right, and stay for the night.
You can stay anytime you want. I'll tell you what. I'll get Michelle to say hello to you, Michelle. coming from it. Danny wants to say hello
Hello,
before
Michelle.
before we finish. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, hello, Michelle.
Hello.
You look wonderful.
I knew him.
Hang on.
Oh, don't she look wonderful?
Hey,
I said you look wonderful. How are you, Michelle?
I'm fine, thanks.
I'm glad to hear that you moved and you like where you live now. You like where you moved to?
Yeah, a lot better.
Hopefully we'll come and visit you in the next few months in my camper van, like I told Steve.
All right then. Glad to
give
see you.
And you take care, beautiful. Keep up the great that you do, and the way you inspire people.
Yeah, that's it.
She's amazing, your lady, and so are you, Steve. And remember, when you've got haters, you're doing well. Shine on.
Yeah. Okay, folks, that's it for us today. I'll tell you what, I love this guy, Danny. He is brilliant. I'll tell you what, also, if you're listening on the radio, you can listen to this on 87.5 FM. Don't forget, guys, Danny, Michael Soggett, brilliant. Go and add him on Facebook. And I tell you what, you not believe anything what they say about Danny because he is a top guy. I met him myself a few years back, and he's really good. So all I can say now is, guys, thank you very much for joining me tonight. So many of you, and next time we'll see what we can do about when he's on his travels and everything. We can see if we get him live, if you don't mind. So, Danny, goodbye. Take care.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for a wonderful interview, and stay in touch. And please tell all your fans to love each other, to shine each other on, and to make the most out of life because it's the most beautiful thing there ever is.
Love to Gemma for me. Bye bye.
And love to Michelle and you. Shine on, Steve, and to your dad and
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Shine on, Steve.
Shine on. There you go. That was Danny. What a nice bloke, really nice bloke. And, oh gosh, yeah, really good bloke. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you, Nino, for watching, and thank you, Betty, for your likes and everything. I've got to go because I'm tired. So, in the meantime, take care. Good night.